Or what you need to hear?
What do you need?
Well, just remember you voted. I got that. Yeah, I'm going to say a little story about that fact. But, you know, raise your hand if what you've heard today has already helped you. Right? It's awesome. And I'm glad the topics that everyone spoke about were really not about Beachbody. You notice that?
Yeah.
Because if you go to, and I've been to their site, and I've been to the Beachbody site, if you go to those sites, all the how-tos are there. All the how-tos are there. And if your coaches have done their homework, they can be your how-to as well. Right? So the how-tos are easy. Believe it or not, the how-tos are really easy. The hard part is the stuff we're talking about today. And I'm going to hammer it home. So if you haven't been seen, I'm going to give you a second you can leave. Okay? Because you're not going to like everything you hear. But if you take it in, it'll change you. Okay? Because the how-tos were all you needed. Everybody in this room would be skinny, rich, and happy. And who's got all three? There's a couple of us that do it. But we've gone through a ton of first, I'm not skinny, but I'm getting it. Some of my friends think I'm skinny, but okay. So, you have the how-tos, my friends. You have the how-tos. So, once upon a time, there was this boy named Dave. And his bedroom was an attic. And it wasn't a stand-up attic. It was the kind of attic where you had to walk like this. And if you stood up, you hit your head on a nail. And one day Dave was rummaging around the attic. He had a little mattress on there, and that was his bed. And he found this old thing that looked like a lamp. And he thought it was pretty, so he's rubbing it off with a towel, and all of a sudden the genie comes out of it. And the genie says, I'm going to grant you 3 wishes, but only 2 today. And so what's your first wish? So back then there was a McDonald's that had just opened, and we couldn't afford it, so I said, I want a McDonald's cheeseburger. Bam! Cheeseburger's there. I just swallow that thing down, right? All right, what's about your next wish? How about a new pair of sneakers? The kind that kids won't tease me about at school. Bam! Brand new pair of Converse. Right back then, Converse, I'm dating myself. Back then, Converse was the deal, okay? And so, I ran with those sneakers. I didn't wait around for the 3rd wish. But here's the thing, I actually ran away. I ran away. I had no dad, my mom was too busy, and she worked all day, and then she was out hunting for a new drunk husband at night. And so I ran away and went to live with my grandmother. And the years went by. I was young then. I was very young then. And the years went by, and then in 11th grade, my grandmother passed away. My grandmother passed away. And so I went on the hunt for that lamp again. And it took me a long time to find that lamp. And anybody want to guess where I found that lamp? In the mirror. So I want to ask you today, what's your lamp? What is your lamp? We've heard some stories today. We've heard some great stories today. I could go on and on about my tough stories, my tough life stories. But quite frankly, I'm going to talk about my successes because I think they'll help you a lot more. Because in every one of those successes is multiple failures prior to it. Multiple failures prior to it. You know, if you take a small young boy, poor, you know, no money, no male role models, and then you take him and you look 40 years later, he's a multi-millionaire, he has no debt, he does pretty much whatever the hell he wants to do, when he wants to do it. Those of you that know me know that's a fact. Right, Tom? Sometimes Tom wants me to do some things I don't want to do. We're working. But sometimes I get him to do things he doesn't want to do. Role reversal sometimes. So, you really got much to think about right now. What is your lamp? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Raise your hand if you'd like to be a little more successful than you are right now. I do. I'm still going for it. Do you know your why? Do you know your why? You have to know your why. Okay? You have to know your why. So here's the way. You know, I like to play around with whiteboards a lot, right? So And I like to work with percentages a little bit, okay?